Right, golfers, I want to show you something, a way of practicing to help you with your golf swing, to get more from your practice time and more from your golf swing. This will stop over-the-top actions. We can talk about trying to open up your hips better on the way down. All these ideas that I share with you today are ways that you can be practicing way better at your golf, like the way better players practice, the way pros practice. I want to get you hitting more consistent shots more often, and I want you to make sure that the time that you put towards your practice, get up, is more constructive. Now what you're going to do is you're going to need another club or alignment sticks, whatever you use, and I want to show you how to use these in a way to help any golf swing. Now remember, if you like the tips in this video, hit the like button down below. Don't be afraid to subscribe. I also have a free newsletter every week. It's totally free, Golf Tips. If you want more information like this for free, come and sign up. Links in description down below. So point number one, we've all seen club on the floor, so you could use it as a guide for your swing path. So I think everyone has seen and tried these kind of ideas, and then maybe you might use it for your aim. Now these still work, they're still constructive. You can use them to make sure that your aim's in place, kind of dial in, get your aim synced up, and make sure that you're pointing in the direction you think you are. This is all good and valid, but I think this is a real basic way of using the club on the ground. I'm going to need to get one nearer the pin, aren't I? Stay up, no, oh, just. And I actually feel that the lines on the ground, you can use them way more constructively. Only seeing straight lines for golfers sometimes can be really, really paralysing. Let me show you what I mean. So let's deal with this over-the-top action that we see so many golfers struggle with. What we see is they tend to make maybe a limited backswing, shoulder turn-wise on the way back, then bury the arms. And then they have a thing called bounce back, where the club bounces back this way, shoulders open up quick, and then they kind of hit those horrible kind of high poppers off to the right, which might go, don't hit the car. I wonder what happens if we hit that car. We should try it. And I see these golfers who struggle with these positions use the club on the ground. You know, maybe it's me aim that makes me hit that off to the right and nearly hit the car. It's not the aim, it's the fact that you can't control the path and then in turn the face. So let's try this idea. Set yourself up to the ball. Now with the club on the ground, what I want you to do is angle it so you point it at the ball, and it's now at about a 40 to 45 degree angle just outside of trail foot here. Now to stop the over the top, what I'm going to do is try and get my backswing turned more into that club on the ground. So I feel like my shoulders are more parallel to that club on the ground, or even beyond. So a bigger shoulder turn. So I've actually closed my shoulders to that line on the ground. So I've removed the straight lines and we've put the angle line in there, because remember, our swing is angular. It's turning and twisting around our body. So I'm using an angular straight line to assist with feelings, turns, tilts, club path. And then what I might do as well on the downswing is I might feel, okay, my coach or I've watched videos tell me that I turn too quickly. So I'm going to use this line on the ground to feel like a turn and then start my downswing where I stay in that turn to that club on the ground. You see what's happening here now? So I've got a good reference point for my practice swing to really get some visuals of how I want to start that downswing. So shoulders this way, pressure pumps onto lead side. You can see how that's dropping the club that way. And then I'm going to use that visual, that feel, to try and apply that to my next shot, rather than just having some straight line and thinking everything is all about aim, which for so many of you, it's not. We can be way more constructive with the lines that we see in our mind and the lines that we put down on the ground to help us see and feel different movements. So I'm going to do one more, really cement that feeling in. This time I'm going to add a little bit more speed. Let's get over that ridge. Oh, that's a fat. Oh, it's a fact. Maybe I need the club lining up on the ground. And this is what I love about different feelings, different drills. You're going to hit some variations of shots. You're going to hit some weird shots as you try and push a different movement. That shouldn't take you away from the process. I want you to stay on course. Don't be afraid when you're changing things if you are hitting some funny shots. It's natural. Okay, shoulders in, like that line on the ground. Much better struck, a little bit more speed. We should be getting that up near a pin high. Yes, please. Okay, so let's move this line on the ground in a little slightly different way. Encourage a different move. So let's think about trying to get your hips to rotate a bit more. Maybe you're someone who kind of stalls a little bit into impact. So shoulders go a bit early, then they stop, hips kind of hump forwards, and you get the old kind of crashy, flicky forward impacts. So common. I've now got the club butt end level with the ball. It's just about 2 club lengths outside a lead foot. And let's call this, 25 degrees open. Now what I'm going to do is use that line on the ground to try and get a feel for my hips on the way down, trying to open up ahead of that club to get parallel with that line on the ground. The more I push people to move away from only thinking of golf with 2 straight parallel lines, which can paralyze their movements, and getting them to feel, oh, you're welcome, more dynamic lines as they swing and have some reference points, you can be really smart with your practice and really start using your time so much more constructively. I think sometimes it's too easy just to make a YouTube video and other videos which everyone, literally everyone, doesn't matter if they're pro or not at the moment, are making, which is a little frightening for you, the viewer. And just say, look, put the lines on the ground, you got to aim straight, you got to aim this way or that way. Now, you can still use those lines, there's relevance to that. You need to practice aiming in different directions. And if the lines help you, use them. But when it comes to practicing different movements, getting some feels and some visual triggers to really trigger those different movements. Moving away from the train track idea and actually getting those visuals. I mean, this one for me, I use this with so many students, it's so good. Feeling those hips opening up quicker on the way down and then trying to apply that to shots. Just so good for golfers, and it's just so much more dynamic, allowing them to get out on the course and not be paralyzed by the lack of straight lines that are out there that they're so triggered into seeing, and they start seeing some little bit more diverse lines on the ground. Give this a practice, let me know if it helps. If you want to learn how to hit your driver better, check out this video here. It's got all the information for longer, straighter drive.